Hello Cancer, Cancer Rising and Cancer Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting January 30th, 2017. And a quick reminder of you guys, that does mean check your rising and your moon signs as well, because it does add an extra dimension to your general horoscope. But of course, if you do want to get a personal session with me, something more specific, of course, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, schedule a session or order a downloadable video file. So, what is going on with the astrology this week? Well, this week we've got Mercury in Capricorn in your partnership sector forming a T-square with Uranus in your 10th house of career and Jupiter currently in your 4th house of home and family. And this is kind of giving us sort of a bit of a rerun in this week, because remember, Mercury is still kind of recovering from its retrograde. And this does bring us back to December. Remember, I did a horoscope back then. If you didn't follow, that's okay, or maybe you didn't know about me back then. The big thing that was going on in December was sort of like this getting called out. Not called out in a bad way, but getting called out in the sense that we're being put on the spot. You know, sort of being put in charge, even if we're not prepared to be put in charge. And this could be our partner, or a romantic partner, or maybe even just a best friend or a business partner, putting us in charge of either A, the household, B, the relationship, or C, the career. And we're kind of calling all the shots at once. And this basically is sort of like the universe's way of saying, hey, Cancer, we've heard your critiques, we've heard your requests, we've heard your constructive criticisms, let's see if you can do better. And here's the thing, you can do better than what has been provided, but at the same time, again, we might be kind of feeling a little bit like we're getting called out, because all of a sudden it's sort of like, instead of people maybe changing, they're just willing to be our willing slaves and do what you say, but you have to say it. Now, some people are cool with that, some people are not, but this is going to be going on for the vast majority of the week. So you've got to be prepared, you know, again, when the boss or your partner or a relative decides to let you have it your way, you've got to specify what your way is. And you've got to make sure that you understand that you're the one calling the shots, which means if somebody's dropping the ball, technically it's your responsibility. So it's an interesting week. It can go either way. So what is going on with your cards, we may ask? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Yule Singer upright. And the Yule Singer does say that this week is actually going to be quite gorgeous, because the Yule Singer is all about getting maybe actually an opportunity to not only celebrate, but maybe actually get more out of something, get more use out of something very important, or get more time with somebody very important this week. Because the Yule Singer is all about actually being able to slow down time for someone or something that really deserves it. And that somebody could be you, or it could be time that you're willing to share with somebody special. Everything this week is going to have an opportunity to be sort of drawn out for your pleasure. Not for your dismay, but for your pleasure. And what I want you to pay attention to, though, with the Yule Singer is basically saying, try not to tie up your schedule too much. Everything's going to be extended. A lunch date may go on longer, in a good way. A business meeting could go on longer, in a good way. And everything is meant to go on a little bit longer, in a good way. Here we go. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we've got the Nine of Cups reversed. And again, it sort of reiterates the message we saw with the astrology, because the Nine of Cups reversed is all about you get your wish based on, you know, how you articulate your true intentions. And so we could absolutely be getting a hire, we could be getting that request accepted. If you're trying to take off time, you're trying to ask for more money, if you're trying to qualify for a loan, you're trying to navigate the terms of a business partnership or an investment opportunity. All of these things are basically granting yes answers to you, the Cancer people. But the thing about the Nine of Cups reverse is basically saying it's coming to you literally. Okay, so again, if we forget to specify certain parameters, they won't be there. If we forget to, you know, if we say something but we meant something else, it's going to be what we said, not what we meant. And so we have to be able to, you know, not only find the humor in it, but also just be a bit more diligent. If you are too passive with this kind of energy, you will feel like you've missed an opportunity, but also at the same time, don't be afraid to, you know, play around with the customization you have at your disposal. Once again, you will be getting a lot of yes answers, but again, they're going to be yes as you've asked. So it's important to pay attention to how you delegate. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the Ace of Cups reversed. And this card can indicate that when it comes to messages coming from friends and from relatives this week, you may be finding out that somebody doesn't necessarily harbor good feelings towards another person that you care about. Usually with the Ace of Cups reversed, this may actually be somebody talking about maybe being hurt, or maybe even disappointed by somebody else's actions, possibly even yours. Because the Ace of Cups reverse can indicate where somebody is actually trying to share where they are sad, where they, again, they feel that they have been maybe either let down or, again, just personally maybe or emotionally injured by this other person or by yourself. And the important thing to do is to hear this person out. They're not lying, they're not fibbing, they're not being overly sensitive or dramatic either. And, you know, again, you are kind of put in the boss role, and the boss does need to listen to those kinds of things. Unless they want to be a bad boss, but I don't recommend that. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Knight of Pentacles upright. And this card is interesting to have as a challenge, because the Knight of Pentacles upright does show up as another person for you, I think. I'm getting another person, a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn. And I kind of feel like there's a rivalry happening here, but it's not a rivalry that is bitter in an offensive way. You know, we're not fighting with each other. But this other person, this earth sign, whoever they are, seems to be just as good as you at whatever we're competing over. And this is really meant to be a challenge that you're not supposed to shy away from, but realize that this rivalry might actually be making things better. You know, improving your skills, improving their skills, whether it's improving things at home, improving things at the office. This rival is absolutely meant to be there in your space, and your challenge is not to turn this into a personal battle or a personal enemy, because they actually could grow to be a friend. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Empress card upright. Beautiful card for longevity, for those of you Cancer people who are trying to find some long-term relationships or get dialogues, or at least an opportunity to meet with people who are interested in long-term relationships, because the Empress is saying that, you know, whoever we put ourselves out there to meet this week is going to share that sentiment. They're going to be looking for long-term with you. The Empress card upright can also indicate fantastic news on a family, you know, news level when it comes to you, your partner, your children, because there is some kind of extra funds coming in, I think, to your partner this week for you who are, you know, for you guys who are currently coupled. The Empress can also talk a lot about a need to pay attention to where you and your partner are going to be bonding over the building or reconstruction of, I guess you could say, the homestead this week. Make sure that we're not trying to bow out, or, you know, it's one person doing all the work or not. We're kind of reshaping the home and family environment with our partner into something that's a little bit more, maybe just more happy, more bright, more healthy for everyone involved. And whatever improvements are made this week are going to stick, whether it's figurative or literal. I really like this card for the Cancer people. So that is your forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.